Come on in, welcome to my home. Today we are going to save you some money while freshening up your house. What we're going to do today is we're going to shop your home for stuff. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Okay, let's really talk about this because you've probably seen this a lot, where people are talking about shop your home to revitalize the decorations that you have. And it is realistically a good idea. This, in concept, is where you walk through your home, identify a spot where you want to just, freshen things up. Make things just a little bit different, maybe a little more the season, who knows. But the first thing you're going to have to do is find a way to replace the items that are in there. So they suggest that you go through your house, see what you have, and then swap things out. And that's really cool and great and everything until you go back to the place where you've taken the item that you had and wait, it's now empty. Now I'm going to have to go through my house and then, find something else to replace the item that I just took, and this can become a never-ending cycle. That can be a problem. Okay, let's not worry too much about that. But the other part about this is, let's say you have an item that you love, and it was in your office, it was in your dining room, it was in your living room, it was in your bedroom, and suddenly you realize it's just following you everywhere. Yikes. Who wants furniture who follows them? Who wants decor who every time you turn around, there it is? Because even though you might think that's refreshing it, you still know what it is. It's been out. It's been there. Alright, so I have a different idea. This I've seen a couple people talk about, but this is actually a little bit more labor intense, but it's worth the workout. First thing that you're going to do, you are going to gather together the items that you would like to play around with. These are the items that you have either in storage or no, they're just in storage. Because one of the things which I have talked about before, probably a lot, is I've talked about the fact that having extra stuff is okay. It really is. Store it correctly, put it away, organize it, then you have it. And the cool thing about this is, once you gather all the stuff that you want to play around with, you can then organize it like a store. You can set up your own little thrift store in your home, and then it's much, much easier to walk into a room and decide, hey, I want to find a new pillow. Then you walk to your little thrift store, figure out if you have a new pillow that you like, and you can take that accessory there. And then you're not stealing from one place to replace it with something else. You're not leaving yourself with blank spots because it's not blank. You are literally gathering up everything together and moving it out to different places. And the cool part about this is, as you're doing this process, if you find something that you've moved and you want to now put it in a different place, you have the option to. But you also have the option to just pack that item away and use it again at another season, another time. Do whatever you want with it. But it is your item, you have it, and you can keep a hold of it. That's the big thing that I always like to tell people, because it's really interesting when you think about, trying to conserve our resources and trying not to go overboard with stuff. But a lot of people just go to the thrift store, buy something, use it for a season, take it back to the thrift store, and it keeps in circulation, which is wonderful. But you still have to buy it. You still have to go to the thrift store. I have this wonderful system out in my garage where I have things labeled by color, by style, by season, just depending upon what I was thinking about when I labeled it, and they are all in clear containers, so I can go out there and pull out the containers that I want and set up my own little thrift store. But I also have another way. Out here in my garage, this is my wall of stuff. This is all the stuff that I have on this side of the garage that I use for decorating my house. The opposite side of the garage is for the Christmas stuff, which is a whole lot. But this way I can categorize it, I can organize it, and I have more stuff to choose from. Having more to choose from makes decorating a whole lot easier, and having it done by groups, color, season, whatever it is that makes your life easier, makes your brain say, hey, I know where this thing is, you can do it that way. And like I said, you can even do it easier We've talked about this too. Remember that home inventory that I did? Click that card. If you keep up on your home inventory, or if you don't want to do a home inventory exactly, if you keep up with your pictures and take pictures of your items and put those in whatever you're using for your pictures, you can then identify the things that you have in storage. It's really easy to use your home pictures as your inventory. So that way you can have a folder dedicated to your home pictures, to your inventory. That way you can see what is in there, what you have, and you can do a whole shopping online moment where you are picking from what you have and using that, because that makes things so much easier to decide if you want to put something out, if you want to go looking for it. And then if you, in the description of the picture, you have where the item is, that can make it even better, because then there's no doubt about it. I love to keep, what's there, where it is, when I got it, all that information that I'd possibly need to reuse that item. Imagine you had your own online shopping gallery where you can then just pick through it, figure out what it is that you want to use, and then use it. It really is like shopping online. Now, a lot of people do come to me and tell me that, that's ridiculous. I don't have the storage space. It's just a waste of space. I like to find the storage space. I mean, when you think about years and years ago, when people had attics, we've all seen those places where you go up into the attic and it's filled with furniture and stuff. Now, the sad part about it is a lot of that stuff is not used because people forget about it. And that's what we want to avoid. We want to actually use the stuff that we have. That's why with our technology today, it's really cool to have pictures of everything, and you can then just really quickly figure out what it is that you have, what it is that you're using. One of the things which I'm going to update my home inventory with is actually having the last date that I used the item. Because then I can quickly look at it and say, oh, hey, I haven't used this item in 10 years. It doesn't really look like I ever use this item. Maybe that is something I could consider getting rid of. Or maybe instead of getting rid of it, I can actually loan it out to somebody else. Maybe somebody else will find a wonderful use for it. But having a home inventory in a place where you can pull together stuff and then form your own home thrift store is wonderful. Because a lot of times we look at these things and we say, I want my house to look this way. However, I want my house to look this way right now. And you might not have that stuff right now. You might have something fairly, reminiscent of it. That's really cool. But keeping a collection of items that you can go back to, that you can use whenever it is time to refresh your house or to even do a complete change. As you notice, Christmas is down. Yes, I do see that piece of pine there. I'm sorry, I like it. It's a great little nightlight at night. And it goes with the theme that I'm doing my house in right now. Yes, I'm doing my house in a theme right now because guess what? We're in January and we're heading into February, and in our area, those are the two snowiest months of the year, which means I need to have something in here which is going to be bright, because even though it is starting to get lighter during the days, well, it's been getting lighter, it's still, if we're having a storm, it's dark. Say like today, this is mostly artificial light because it's really dark outside because we're going to get a storm. But yeah, having that backup, having those things, having that theme, which will make me feel comfortable, which will make me feel at home, at ease, almost like I'm on a little themed vacation when I come in here. That's what's really fun. But first what we have to do is we have to go through and get everything set up and switch around. While this was never meant to be a completely earth-shattering remake or do-over of my house, this was just supposed to be something to show you that, hey, you can freshen up a space by just moving a few things around. Having the stuff that you want to have out or use or whatever, but not taking it from stuff necessarily that you already have out. Because this way, I can see some new items. There's not tons which is new, but there's enough which I can, when I walk in the space, I feel like, wow, hey, this is refreshed. I can see some difference. I can feel some difference. and I didn't spend any money whatsoever, and it wasn't that hard to do. And having my own little yard sale, my own little thrift shop set there up on my table made things so much easier, because then I could just go into my office, take things off the table, and put them out in places that I thought that they would work well. It made life so much easier. I really enjoyed doing this, and I think this is one of those things where you can do the same thing too, using your stuff. The other thing which you can do is take stuff which you haven't used for a while, put it out on the table, and use that this time, so that the next time you're going through to refresh your house, you have something extra special to look at. I'd like to take this moment to thank my channel patrons. Without the people from Patreon, this channel would have a hard time going. If you are interested in joining Patreon, getting into the discussions that we have there, talking about the new videos which are coming up, also you get early access to all the videos, and a weekly vlog about seeing the behind the scenes of what goes into making one of these videos. Go ahead and support this channel that way. If not, you can also support this channel with your likes, your shares, and your comments. It's a great way to help me and the YouTube algorithm know what you like, and also you can tell me what videos you'd like to see coming up. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I get to see you again the next time you stop by.